Hello, welcome to Dark Night Healing. My name is Julie. I'm gonna do a tarot reading, oracle reading. Let's see how this goes. It's been a little interesting the last week or so. Signs and messages everywhere. People are paying attention. That's the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. There's a strength, but also a calmness and a grace to you. You're usually someone who thinks things through and tries to be poised and put together. Maybe a bit of a perfectionist, but you try to love openly. You have an affinity for animals. Perhaps you love to listen to birds sing. You may like cats, especially black cats and or large predatory cats like lions, but you could also be a Leo. You have a lot of wisdom and you like to garden. You also have a very solid foundation that is stable, but also grounding for you. What else, Spirit? Seven of Cups. You have some surprise coming in of some sort. Or several, maybe. Ace of Wands, perhaps one of them is a gift from Spirit. Or some wisdom or information that you receive. It might be an aha moment. Six of Pentacles. So you're going to start receiving money and giving money, and money's going to start to flow for you a bit more. If it hasn't already, the scales are going to start to balance, and you're going to feel more confident with money in how you spend it and where you're putting it. Also, the High Priestess. You've also come a long way in your spiritual journey. You've probably studied many facets of spiritualism and religion, probably several different religions and spiritual practices have influenced your life and grounded you as a truth seeker. You have wisdom and information that you share with others, but you're also a solitary person. That's not to say that you might not have a spouse. You may have a spouse, but you are definitely an independent person. You try not to rely on others. Others rely on you. Queen of the Moon Oracle deck says. So deeper into this. What else, Spirit? Excuse me. You've had some snakes in your life. It looks like they've tried to be bothersome for a while. Extremes. You might have a bit of a temper. Get a little hot-headed sometimes. Could also be a woman who gets hot flashes. Balance. And self-reflection. You're trying to find a balance in your life between work, your emotions, your spiritual practices. You're starting to examine yourself from an outside perspective. And from the outside, it looks like you might be struggling a bit, even though you seem to see yourself as not struggling, or it's not as much of a struggle as you think. You need to flip your perspective back onto yourself instead of looking from an outside source, because only you can be you, and you can't be you if you're judging yourself from the outside looking in. Other people's perspectives and opinions are good to help shape and mold us, but if we make other people's opinions of us the basis of who we are, then we're lying to ourselves. It's better for you to be alone or with a small group of people who believe in you, trust in you, and like you the way you are instead of who you're trying to be for everybody else. Or it's better to be alone, honestly. Pardon me. This message feels like a struggle to get out, so perhaps you have somebody in your life that doesn't want this message to get to you. I feel like I'm choking on my words here. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on right now, you will see some fruition from that, an abundance. You're going to be okay financially. You'll be stable, and you'll have a solid foundation on which you can grow from. And again, that abundance is coming in. Eat some more fruit, maybe. There seems to be a lot of fruit in these cards, so maybe you need to increase your fruit intake. And new beginnings. Yeah. In this particular situation, the grass is greener on the other side. You need to walk through and see that, though. Sometimes it's harder for us to see that the grass is no longer growing where we're watering, and the nutrients in the soil is now dead. But yet we still cling to that hope that it's going to grow, and you try and water it and nurture it and fertilize it, but unfortunately somebody salted the earth and nothing's going to grow. So then you need to look for greener pastures, and these can be hard things to accept. And hard to let go. Letting go can sometimes be our biggest problem. It's like when you're first learning to water ski and you fall, but you don't let go of the rope, and it becomes more of a detriment than a help because now you're drowning and behind a boat. You gotta let go of the rope. You have to know when to let go. And for you, the salts, the earth has been salted, and it's time for you to move on to the next stage, the next beginning. It may seem like you have had to begin a lot. We have a lot of moons here where you've been trying to find balance. And so you can't find balance where there's nothing to work with, basically. You have to change the soil. You don't tell the flower to grow better, you change the soil. So that's what you're going to have to do, is you're going to have to change the soil. Maybe that means moving. Maybe that means fertilizing and watering what you not only what you have for now, but what you have for later. That was weird, and that's for someone specific, so if that's for you, take it how it resonates. But yeah, again, sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, and sometimes grass won't grow. But the balance is coming once you change where you're at and how you see yourself, because you're looking from the outside in. Someone maybe in your life, a parent, a counselor, someone like that, had told you at some point that you didn't think of others enough on how they saw you and all that, and then you kind of went the opposite direction, and then it was all about how others see you, and then you lost yourself, and that's okay, because there are new beginnings happening again. This could be a shift that's coming in, and it could be very much a surprise. But know that this next phase will be stable. You will have stability, abundance, a good foundation from which to build from, as well as the knowledge and wisdom that you have gained up till this point. Continue helping the people that you help and expanding that as much as you can, because you're only going to grow more from here. Definitely try to get these extremes under control. If they're hot flashes, well, sorry, biology and menopause sucks. But if it is a bit of a temper issue, recognize it for what it is, accept it for what it is, and find an outlet to help with that. I'm a person who firmly believes that you should choose peace, but there is always a time and place for everything, and sometimes you have to fight. Period. But again, time and place. There's a time and place for everything I tell this to all the people in my life. There's a time and place for everything. And you have to know what that time and place is. Keep your head up. Keep your eyes focused forward, so you don't miss a step. All right, that seems to be your reading for today. If you would like a personal reading, I'm available at darknightheal@gmail.com. And you can definitely check out my other platforms. All my platforms are Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. And other than that, I hope you have a great day. And we'll talk to you later.